Today's lesson discusses creating a cover letter for your portfolio. It's important that we back up and think about the purpose of a cover letter before we get started. Remember that as you're applying for a job, the goal is not just to get the job. You need to get in first. And that's counter to the goal of the person who opens the envelopes. Very often, the person who's opening the envelopes has one goal in mind, and that's to throw them away. It's a process called paper screening. And I know there's all these words we use, but the idea is actually pretty simple. If your packet is not complete, or for whatever reason is not great, they're going to toss it. For a single job, they might have 1,000 applicants. And so they need to toss as many as they can up front so that they don't have too many to wade through. Let's take a look at a cover letter that meets certain restrictions. And this document is available to you on the NetAcad site. So whenever you need it, you're welcome to get this. It's called Cover Letter with Explanation. It's in the Portfolio section. First off, there are two ways of doing this. I'm going to show you both, but I'm going to show you with everything on the left margin first, because it's called block format. And first we start with your return address. Unless you're using letterhead, and you generally will not use a formal letterhead for this because you're not a company. But unless you're using letterhead, you do not put your name here. Your name goes at the end. So your full return address, 1213 North 1st Street in Timbuk 3, California 98765 here in this example. What's important also about this is that this is in the standard format for addresses. We've discussed that in class several times. You need to do it the right way. If you can't figure out how to write an address, the first thing that the company will do is throw it in the trash, and then you don't even get the rest of your good stuff noticed. Immediately below the address, without any additional spacing, is your date. This is the date you write and send your letter. Below that, 3 blank lines. Below that, we have who we're sending it to. You must have a name. It's not appropriate to say hiring director or boss. You have to have someone's name. You don't know what the name is? Easy. Go online. In this day and age, there really is no excuse for not being able to find a person's name because someone's name is listed. This is not the person who's actually going to open your letter, oddly enough. In very, very few cases will the person answer their own mail. Instead, you're getting it to their office so that they can open it as part of the hiring process. So you give their name and title, Mr. Dennis Turner, Director here, ABC123 Company, so you have the title, and then you have what company they're with, and then you have their address. Again, it's in standard format. After their address, you have one blank line, and then you say, Dear Mr. Turner. It's Mr. or Miss or Mrs., if you know that. If it's a female and you don't know if she's married, go ahead and use Ms. Really, the rule is unless you absolutely know she is married, just use Ms. It's a lot less work for you. But you say, Dear Mr. or Ms., and then the last name. Again, you will not say dear to or to whom it may concern or dear hiring director, not dear Dennis, not dear Dennis Turner, dear Mr. Turner. And then you have a single blank line after that. Please note that Word will automatically add a whole bunch more lines. You need to take them out. It's called adding space after paragraphs. We've discussed that in class as well. Now, you have 3 paragraphs here. If you think of it as a 3-paragraph essay without the introduction, without the conclusion, that's the easy way of saying it. Your first introductory paragraph, how did you find out about the job? And why is this a job that would be good for you? And why are you good for them? But you want it short. So I'm applying for the office position. Tell how you found out about it. In this case, you found out about it in the Timbuk 3 Amazonian. When did you find out about it? The reason that's important is that they pay attention to where and when the items are advertised and seen. So if they saw it advertised, if you saw it advertised in Timbuktu Amazonian, they're going to say, okay, that's a good place. If nobody ever says, oh yeah, I found about this in the Timbuktu Amazonian, well, they're not going to use that anymore, because why bother? Okay, so you tell where you found it and what date, and also the exact position, office position in this case. Tell then a quick why you are right for this job. In this case, the person interned. In your cases, many times it has to do with classwork you've done, or perhaps community service or other volunteer work you've done. The last line is pretty good. I'm confident that my experience, my skills, and abilities qualify me for the position. You want to tell them up front that you are qualified. Don't say, I think I might be okay for this, because you don't want to be okay. You want to be the right person. And you don't want to say, oh, maybe that. No, you want to be confident. Show off your confidence. Your second paragraph discusses where you are in school now and certain classes you've taken which have helped you or potentially help you with what you are doing. If you have perfect attendance, this is a good thing to put here, because attendance is a big deal. If you have certain things you've done that are really good, my classes are a really good example of things which would make you more valuable to an employer. But be specific with certain skills. Give examples. In this case, filing and word processing and office organization, receptionist duties, which this person learned in school. That's the kind of stuff. Skills USA PDP would count in this, provided you are specific. If you have work ready certificate, that needs to go here. The final paragraph tells them that you want to talk to them about it. Please telephone me. Not, it'd be nice if you might have time. They don't have any time. They are desperately working to try and get another employee because they don't have any time, because they need somebody. They certainly don't have time for somebody wishy-washy. I might be available. No. Please telephone me. Here's how you can reach me. Put the number there. For those who like to say 1530 and then your phone number, leave out the 1. We've talked about that in class. So when are you available? In this case, any afternoon after 3. Probably for you guys, you don't want any afternoon after 3. You want any afternoon after 3:15 because you're in school till 3:10. Since this will probably be your cell phone, which is the easiest way, say, if I'm not available, please leave a message. And then you do something very interesting, and this is the last one, the last sentence there. If I do not hear from you by a particular day, I will call to check the status of my application. You give them about 2 weeks. In this case, they gave 1 week, but you really will do about 2 weeks is generally done. I'll call you to check the status. In other words, I'm going to take the time to call you, and what some employers do is very interesting. They don't call you back before March 8th. They wait, and if you don't call them on March 8th, or at the worst, the 9th, they throw your application away because you don't meet your commitments. It's kind of a trick. Not very nice. But they want to make sure you're going to do what you say you'll do. One blank line, then the word sincerely. Always the word sincerely. You can say sincerely yours, but traditionally we just say sincerely. 3 blank lines, and that's where you will sign this. And then you put your name. This is the only place your name goes. Some of you have put the word enclosure below your name, and that's completely appropriate because you're going to enclose your job application and your resume with this. That is not critical. There are other examples that I've placed in the same folder, but that's the gist of how a cover letter works. Remember, the goal is to get you in the job without you having your packet thrown away. Your assignment for tomorrow in class is to write this, so be ready. have your information ready. Good luck.